This next guest is a fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content creator. She has deemed herself a certified diva and she has welcomed you into her fabulous, quote unquote, unesthetic life. Although, just one glance at her content, you know right away there is nothing unesthetic about this woman. She is a perfectionist. She is a clone because she has three of her doing three different, completely different jobs in this lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be sitting here across from Kimberly Feliz.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous, but we're going to get the ball rolling and I'm just going to ease into it.
You're fine. Listen, we friends now. I done studied you so much. We right here. I know what there is to know.
You know me more than I know me, right?
I hope so. I hope so. That's what they call a good host. Look, I came in here with a first question, just completely different than what I'm going to ask you, but I have to ask it because what threw me about you was that you make content creation look like your full-time job. Yet you have a full-time job, right? Am I correct about that?
You're wrong.
I'm wrong? Okay, correct me.
Confession, actually,
Here
I
we go.
did leave my 9 to 5 job last year.
Wow.
It was very, very, very hard on me because I loved my job. Like, I loved what I did. I worked as a regulatory analyst for a health insurance company, and it was like my dream job. I went to school to get my master's in healthcare administration, and I felt like that I was in the right path. I just had gotten like the great job. I was thinking I was going to move up. And then I had a health complication. And so like things took a shift. I took a leave of absence from work. And during that time, that's when my content literally picked up. And I mean, that was a no-brainer because I had all the time in the world to actually dedicate that time to content creation.
Yeah.
And then when I went back, I had a couple little hiccups with like work and things like that. I wasn't mentally there anymore. So then I had to like break through and just say like which one is fulfilling me more, not like thinking about money or anything like that, but just personally like what I love to do. And I love showing up online. I love speaking to the women that I talk to online and like just having a community. And obviously I'm able to sustain my life with content creation as well. So I just left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes God just gives me the right first question, right? Because I'm glad I got that clarity. Because for a minute there, I was like, this woman right here, and you were doing it for a while. To sustain that is incredible. So I want to put a fork there because I want to give our guests just the opportunity to know who you are, right?
Yeah.
So before we jump into and unpack that, for everybody who's watching who may not be familiar with your brand, who is Kim Feli now?
So that's the thing. That is the hardest question to answer. Like,
Yeah.
who am I? I have so many different umbrellas. I'm Titi Kim to my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
I'm Kimberly Feliz, the girl who got her master's in healthcare administration. I'm my mom's daughter. I'm Kimby. That's what my family calls me. I'm just me. I don't know how to explain it. It's just I'm still working on myself. So I can't even answer that fully because Kim Feliz is just continuing to evolve. I'm Kimberly Feliz who shows up online,
Yeah.
but I'm like so much more, and it's hard to piece together who I really am as a person. I'm just me.
Yeah, you do, and you do a lot of things too. Like just going back, kind of piggybacking off that first question, for you to have done that for so long, to have pursued your master's and have been working a 9 to 5 and then doing content, like I don't know how you managed to do it all. Like, how did you balance like being a Barbie, like a real life Barbie, like doing all those different things and wearing all those different hats?
I love that, but honestly, I've been very dedicated to working very hard from like a very early age. I started working as soon as I got my working papers. I think that was around like 13, 14.
14, yeah.
Yeah, and I was working after school. So like that drive was just in me.
Yeah.
I knew that I had to like progress and do better. I grew up with a single mom. So like I saw my mom work 2, 3 jobs, work overnight jobs, and I was home by myself. So like I knew that I had to find my way through life.
Yeah.
And it was just never about like being lazy or whatever. It's just I wanted better for myself. I knew that I wanted to be financially responsible, and I knew that that wasn't going to happen if I laid in bed all day and did nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my first goal was graduate from college. That was the first thing my mom told me. She was like, listen, I don't care what you do with your life, but you're going to get a degree. And I stuck by that. Now, going a little deeper into that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that little road right there. But yeah, I just kept working, and I worked multiple jobs at the time, and I got used to that. I was 19, I had graduated, I was a nanny, and then I was also working at Foot Locker for a long time.
Wow.
And then I was also getting my associate's degree. So I have my associate's, bachelor's, and my master's.
Wow.
So that already started the ball with like still getting my degree, working on myself. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should get more of a professional job where like I was working at a desk job. So I started to work for a health insurance company. And from that point, things got a little bit easier. I'm not going to lie to you, because I was working from home during the pandemic, and it gave me a little bit of more like a leeway to step into like a creative freedom, which to me, that was content creation. I never even thought you could make a job out of social media. To me, that was like, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But then things started to pick up, and I was like, oh, wait a second. I got like $100. What? I'm like, I need to be more serious about this.
Yeah.
So then I took my days off. I woke up really early in the morning. I'm talking about 5 o'clock in the morning. Set the little lights up in like a little corner of my room, because my room wasn't even that big. Tried to paint the room and make it aesthetic so it could look good to other people. And then after work at 5 o'clock, I would clock out of that job, have my makeup and hair done, get on camera right away and start recording myself. So it was just, I don't know. It was just like a drive in me that I was like, I have to have it all. If I want it, I'm going to work for it.
Yeah, it almost seems a little genetic, like watching your mom do it by herself, or watching your mom be a single mom, kind of genetically transferred over to you. Like you have her grind and her grit and resilience.
Yeah, she's a strong woman, so she passed that over to me.
Yeah, exactly. What would you say like it was like your transition into content, right? Like when you started seeing the success, what was it that got you there?
Honestly, I think it was the people around me. I think people believed in me more than I believed in myself. And one of them is like my best friend. She will always tell me, she's like, keep going, keep doing it. You're going to make it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not going to make it. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. I made like $300 in a year. And she's like, don't worry. Like, you're going to do it. And I think that was like my drive. And then my family started to see me show up online, and people started to just appreciate what I was putting out there. And then I started to get messages from people. And then that motivated me to keep going.
Yeah. I think, like one of RIP Nipsey Hussle, one of my favorite things that he said is like, the only difference between me and the other person is I didn't get tired, right? Like I just kept working at it and working at it and working at it. And I see that with your content. Like I went through kind of every post you've ever posted,
my God, that's so
the hair care, everything that you're doing. And there is this authenticity around your content that's not only rooted in what you're posting, but also rooted in your identity, right? Like you've never shied away from being just who you are, right? Like so many women, especially in Latin cultures, I'll say that. So many, because my family is Puerto Rican, and I can just tell all the women in my family, it's like, I wish I still had my curls. I wish I could still get. But from early on in your content, I saw that you never really shied away from being the curly-haired Latina, being the curvy Latina, things like that. Why is it so important for that representation to be a part of your brand?
I think it's important just because sometimes we fall into what society thinks is best for us and what we should look like and what we should feel like and how we should act. I think staying true to yourself is like the most important and genuine thing about life. And I always say to myself, like, I have this quote, and I believe in God. So I'm like, when I get to the gates of heaven and God asks me, like, did you live your life to the fullest? Did you love yourself? Did you love yourself as the person that I put you on earth exactly as you are? What answer would I give him? You know what I mean? And I want to be like, I loved myself to the maximum. I appreciated everything you gave me, my curls, my hair, my nails, every single part of me. And I'm like, that's what I think about at the end of the day. Yeah. I just want it to just be authentically me and just love myself. And I wish everybody could do the same.
Yeah, your content screams that. It screams love yourself. Listen, yesterday, the day before, leading up to this episode, my confidence has never been higher. Just kind of looking through your content. I was walking around just saying wild stuff to people. Like, you can't touch me. Get away from me. Get away from me. But no, but in all seriousness, your content does scream that. And I can see the people resonating with it. That's what I love the most. It's people don't just look at you like you're this beauty or fashion icon, which you are. You kill the fits. You kill the looks, right? Like, that's part of your brand. but they believe in themselves because of how much you pour into them through your content. And that's evident. I love that about you. It's one of the number one reasons why I wanted to have you on this show. It's because I feel like you align so well with that.
I love that so much. Honestly, that makes me really happy to hear. I feel like I'm doing something that I'm meant to be doing by you saying that to me. And I hope that other people see me that way too, because that's exactly how I want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Let me ask you something about just celebrating and giving yourself flowers, right? Like, what's your relationship with like receiving yourself or celebrating like your own accomplishments?
You know what? I'm really hard on myself sometimes. Like I truly give myself anxiety. I don't know why I do it.
Yeah.
When I feel like so many people are like, Kim, you're doing great. Like, you're doing amazing. But then I look in the mirror at the end of the day, and sometimes it's sad to say, but like, I feel unfulfilled. And there's reasons why specifically. And it kind of touches into like how I've grown to who I am now. But like losing relationships with people or like certain things that just weren't achievable for me have brought me to like those feelings. So I think that I find it a little bit hard to celebrate myself sometimes, but I'm in this new era now where like I just became a homeowner and I'm noticing like there's so many great things happening to me and they're not happening to me for no reason. So I want to take a step back and actually appreciate and just be happy for myself. Like there's so much that went on this year.
Yeah.
I had a major breakup, like an 8-year relationship breakup.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But like it's been a long change for me. Like I graduated with my master's this year. I like stepped into like, you know, fully like having my career as like on social media. So all these things, I'm like, I should be extremely proud of myself. Not a lot of people can do the things that I do. And not a lot of people are, you know, are allowed to do these things.
Yeah.
I should clap for myself. And I have been lately. I'm like, okay, let me just take a step back and just be grateful.
Yeah. And with that said, like you mentioned like some things that were unavailable to you, right? Like things that or people that you might have lost. Like would you say that kind of comes with growth or comes with your career path?
Unfortunately, yeah. I think so. I think that I've lost people, like family members who I was very close to that I no longer speak to. And I think it's just because we no longer align in values and how our life is going. And it hurts a lot. And also, like in my personal relationship, I feel like this career, unfortunately, took a toll on that relationship because of the way that I had to show up online every single day.
Yeah.
So it just, things were a little bit rocky because of that. And then I've learned to build new relationships because of this new life. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy where this path is taking me.
Now, what would you say to someone who's maybe in that season where they're growing like you are and they have to let go of an opportunity or even a person to get to that next step?
No one matters but you. That's all I'll say. Be selfish. As long as you're not hurting anybody in the way you're growing, it's all about you. My mom always told me this, you are born alone, you will die alone.
Yeah.
Do everything for yourself. And that's how I'm taking it.
Yeah. I can tell that you wasn't always that way though. Like you kind of give off people pleasing vibes at some point or another.
Unfortunately. And I've been really hurt by it. And I think that I've had to like learn to guard my heart. And it's really sad that I've had to do that because I used to be such a giving person with my feelings and with like, you know, doing a lot of things for people, like acts of service, just showing up.
Yeah.
But at some point, people are not nice. You know what I mean? And I just feel like I cannot lose myself because I'm trying to help somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'm trying to be a nicer person. At that point, you just become a doormat.
Yeah.
People just start walking all over you. And then you're like, you know what? This is not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the humility side of Kim, right? Like there were elements of your story that I was like, man, this woman is phenomenal. Like you had touched on it earlier that you were a nanny. And then, you know, as I'm researching, I'm like, she takes a trip every year to see the kids that she used to nanny
Oh my God,
for.
how did you catch on to that?
Listen, I'm here. I told you, we on a ride now. But it spoke to how much your circle means to you, right? And so like I know for a fact that you're not just cutting people off that you're pouring into because it doesn't speak to who you are as a person based on what I've seen, which means that you've developed some tough skin over the years to be able to
Over the
say
last months,
months,
actually.
just months.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's only been like, what month are we in now? We're about to get into August?
Yeah, right.
It's been like the last 7 months.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of self-reflection, a lot of like self-love books and all those things
Yeah.
to help me
They're
out.
necessary.
The Bible, everything. I'm like, I need to do something. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Am I being too nice?
Yeah.
And at some point you realize, yeah, I am being too nice. And like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes I crack, okay?
Yeah. No. We all do. Believe me. We all bud. One thing about you that also really stood out to me was your transparency around some of the things that you go through, as far as just being seen and as far as feeling behind in life, right? Like I didn't quite understand it because outside looking in, when I look at you, I'm like, to me, you're ahead of life. Like you're killing it, not only from a social media perspective, but you just turned 30 or you're about to turn 30, right?
I just turned 30.
You just turned 30. And you already have a house. And I'm just like, how much more behind can she feel? Like, that's an incredible accomplishment. So I did want to unpack that. Like, what made you feel like you were behind in life?
I'm not going to lie to you. And it's so hard to say this, but it really is the relationship aspect of my life. And I'm learning to like be okay with where I stand. Like, I'm single now, right? And I thought, crazy, right? 25, I was like, I'm going to have my first baby. At 27, I'm going to have my second. I'm going to be married. I'm going to be with my husband. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to have a house. We're going to have like this full life. And the thing is, like, I've set myself back for relationships, like for other people. And that's why I feel like for me, I'm like, damn, I'm behind in life. But I'm not really behind. Like, I'm on the right path. Like, and over the last month and a half, I've had to come to like my own realization, like if this wasn't meant for you, it wouldn't have gone down this way. But this is a path you're supposed to be in. So I'm like, I'm not behind. I'm right on track. I'm right on time. This is my timing. This is my life. And yeah, I thought that I was going to have a baby at 25. How did I think that when I had overdrafts in my bank account? How was I going to sustain a child?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, no, like, there was no way that my storyline was going to go down like that because maybe I wouldn't be sitting here today. Things are unpacking the way that they're supposed to. And now I feel like I'm not behind. If that whole thing has shifted for me. Before I did, though. I think like 6 months ago, I still felt like that. I was like, oh my God, I'm so behind. I feel so sad. Yeah. This is never going to happen for me. There's certain things in my life that are just not working out the way that I thought they would. And it was all because of relationships, like I don't know why I poured myself so deeply into men sometimes, and I felt like that is what made me feel like I was behind.
Yeah, I know you say that as men, but I think that's who you are. Like, I think that Kim pours into other people. I mean, it's with your content. You may not do it on an individual level. I mean, sometimes you do. You respond to your comments and stuff, but you just pour into people. There's something about your purpose that aligns with making people feel the best that they can and helping them get there. And that's very clear. I just think that whoever you were in a relationship with just had like a very personal benefit of having the Kim effect day in and day out. But I think... But
even more to that, I feel like also even getting my master's at like almost 30, I felt like I was behind. I was like, oh my God, people actually get their master's at like 25. Yeah. Because I was in class with 24-year-olds and I was like, I'm the oldest person. I'm the oldest person in the room. What the heck? And people are like, how old are you? I'm like, 29.
No, listen, I'm getting my bachelor's now. So just imagine that. I'm 35 now, and I'm just now almost getting my bachelor's. So I get you, but life isn't a straight line. And I'm here to tell you, you're right where you need to be. You are doing phenomenal stuff.
Thank you.
Like home ownership, the whole kids thing. I feel like it's just this societal pressure and biological to an extent.
Yeah.
But it's more societal pressure. Like for you to feel that pressure at 30 years old is wild to me.
I know.
Like I wouldn't advise somebody having kids before 30. So like you just hit year one
and
of like.
And here I am thinking I was gonna be like 3 kids deep.
No, listen, I can't. One thing I did want to ask you, because it is seeming to kind of pop up in your story more and more, is for somebody right now who's contemplating or feeling like they're in the wrong relationship and feel like it's preventing them from growing, what kind of advice would you give them?
Leave. No, I'm kidding. That was
No,
hard.
that was right there.
No, honestly, if something is not fulfilling you, literally walk away. Like maybe it's not the right season for you and that person.
Yeah.
You guys may be right in life, but like right that moment, maybe you need to take a step back and just like focus on you and build you, and then you guys can find your way back, or you can find somebody new.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like there's so many people in this world, and like you shouldn't stray away from like finding your person.
Yeah, I agree. So you said that relationship was 8 years, and I didn't really plan on unpacking this, but we're here now. So you said that relationship was 8 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I usually say, like, if you're in a long-term relationship like that, like, you've really been breaking up for at least 30% of it, right? So, which means you probably around year 5 or 6 started feeling like, is this my person? What do you think makes it so difficult for people to leave these long-term relationships even after getting that feeling? Like, why are people more committed to the commitment than the connection?
I think it's about comfortability. Like, I think you get so used to talking to that person every day, seeing that person, obviously being intimate with that person, that it becomes very hard to leave. Then your families are intertwined, and then it just becomes even harder. And for me, I still love that person a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not fully done with that person. So it's just like, although the relationship at the moment wasn't working, like, you still have to realize it's not working. The longer you go with holding on to a person that is not, I'm not saying it's not the right person, but maybe you both aren't right at the moment,
Yep.
the harder it becomes to leave. It's just easier to walk away when things just get a little rocky and you're like, let's take a step back and just revisit if we need to. But just, I don't know, I would say just do what you think is right in your heart. Don't go because you're comfortable. Don't stay because you're comfortable.
Yeah, I love that. And so so transitioning a little bit back into your content, right? Like, one thing that I wanted to ask you that I don't know, it just kept knocking on my brain when I thought about this interview is, with your content, what do you feel like is something that may be like not as clear online? Because you're not a very personal person. Like, you do speak about things, but like, I didn't know much about this story right here or anything like that. So like, what's like a misconception that you think people look at you and say like, or might judge you or think about you based on your content?
I think that people are just a little bit more focused on the fashion sense of me. And sometimes when I throw those little unaesthetic day in the life vlogs, I think that people get to see a little bit more of my personality, a little bit more of my family, a little bit of my day to day. So I think that people confuse like, oh my God, she's just happy every single day. She's a diva. She's going out. She's dressing up. She's going to this event. She's doing that. But like, that's not me every day. That's probably me like once a month, and I just kind of stretch it out and I'm like trying to make good content out of it. But like, I've been told that like I'm a very easy person to love and like I'm very fun to be around. So like, I think that people don't really get that side of me. The most you could get is like a 30 to 60 second clip. So you don't really see the full extent of who I am as a person.
Yeah. And with doing content comes a certain amount of confidence, right? Like, you are putting yourself out there for the world to judge and look at you and all of that. What is your relationship with confidence like today?
I feel like I have never been more confident in my life than I am right now. I feel like I'm on top of the world, and this is like not trying to sound like I'm conceited or cocky.
No, you can sound like that on Maybe This Matters. It's okay. It's a safe space. I love it.
But you know what? It's not even about looks. It's about what I know that I could bring to the table. Like, just my aura and personality, like, that is what gives me confidence. I'm like, I know who I am.
Yeah.
You may not know who you are, but I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know that I'm a great person inside and out. And that's what gives me the confidence. I'm like, I love myself so much that no one else could do anything to take that away from me.
Yeah. And how did you get to that place, man? Because like, even with me, I struggle with confidence sometimes where I'm just like, you know, like, I don't know if I would say worthy, because I don't know if necessarily that's how I feel, like I'm not worthy of confidence or anything like that. But it's an area where I struggle with. Like, I have my ups and downs. But like, for you, you just light up any room that you go into. Like, your confidence radiates off of you. Like, how did you get to that point? What were some of the practices that you may have had to do or things you had to tell yourself to get to that point?
You know what? It wasn't always easy because I was just talking about this to my friend the other day. There was one Thanksgiving. This is like a very, I'll try to make it short.
It's a podcast. You can make it long.
It was Thanksgiving, and my family had a big gathering of like, it was like over 50 people. And I remember I was the butt of someone's jokes, and not like, oh, like they were making fun of me on just like a normal level. It was about my weight. And clearly, like I was overweight, obviously, and like, hey, who isn't?
Yeah,
we live in the USA.
It's America,
Come on,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
So I'm like, everybody's talking, but I'm the butt of the jokes. My looks and the way that I look at that moment, I was at my heaviest weight. And I cried that day. I literally went to the bathroom and I couldn't take it. And I was like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
And from that moment, like I went home, I cried myself to sleep. I was like, I'm never going out again. I'm never hanging out with my family. I'm not doing anything. And then I gave myself like a few days to like ease off of it. I'm like, maybe I'm going to get my period or something. This one's so emotional.
Yeah.
And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, why do I care what people think about me? Like, I'm me. Like, I'm so beautiful. Like, why do I care about people making fun of me? Clearly, it shows that they're more insecure than I am.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, they have to lower me because they already know I'm insecure. But they're at that same level and they want to make themselves a little bit better than me. So they're going to make me the butt of the jokes. And I'm like, I'm not allowing that anymore. I'm like, I'm a great person. I have a great personality. I have a great smile. And I started to look at myself in the mirror every single day and I was like, you're beautiful. You're intelligent. You're confident. You are smart. I would say all the nice things to myself in the mirror. I know that sounds crazy. Like if you walk into my bedroom and you see me looking in the mirror and I'm like, I'm beautiful. You're like, oh, are you okay today? But no, that's literally what I did. And I would tell myself, I would speak that into the mirror to myself.
Yeah.
And every single day I would do that. And I'm like, I'm not letting anybody shit on me. Period. I don't care who you are. Family member, friend, foe, whoever you are, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And from that point, I was very strict on like feeling confident and feeling worthy. And the thing is, you said sometimes you feel like maybe worthy isn't the right word. I felt unworthy at some point because my confidence wasn't there. And I'm like, I'm not feeling like this anymore because I am worthy. Whether people want to be around me because I'm the bigger girl in the room or not, this is who I am and that's what you're going to get. And I was like, I'm going to make sure I walk into the room and I stand with confidence. Whether I'm the biggest person there, the smallest, the shortest, the tallest, who cares? Yeah. And that's how I stand by it every single day. And I still do that to this day. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, you look good. I look in the mirror. I look at my butt. I look at my back. I look at every part of my body. I look at myself fully undressed and I compliment myself because that's what you have to do. That's like when you're the most vulnerable, when you have no clothes on. And then you're like, yeah, I'm that girl.
Yeah.
And then I walk away.
You know, part of your journey too that was kind of upfront was that you also changed. Like your body has changed, right? Like you've lost 82 plus pounds. Which, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. You know, I wanted to know from your perspective, like how thin is that line when you're going through these changes of saying like, I'm doing this for me, or I'm doing this because I don't want to be judged by others? Like, how do you discern what side of the line you're standing on?
No one matters, so it's never for them. For me, it's like it was all about me. Weight loss was like, I didn't care about those little comments at the beginning. I said they would be hurtful, but I never even lost weight regardless, even if they made fun of me. So I was like, I'm not doing it for you. I'm still having my cheeseburger. Like, I'm good. But no, seriously, I went through a health complication. I went to my OB and I was dealing with a lot of stuff. I have PCOS. So I thought that the symptoms that I was having was due to PCOS. And not going to lie to you, I was like, what's going to happen here? Like, this doesn't feel good. And it was because I was holding on to like a lot of my body weight and I was forced to actually lose weight. I had no other choice. She was like, listen, either you have a major surgery to have whatever you have inside removed, or you can try to lose weight and see if it goes away naturally. This is what we've seen. So I decided to do that. I was like, I need to lose weight for myself, not for anybody else. Because at the end of the day, people are still going to judge you regardless. Yeah. I lost 82 pounds. That doesn't change how people look at me. I'm still the bigger girl in the room. Yeah. It doesn't bother me. But I did that for myself. I did it for me because it was necessary. If not, I probably would have underwent surgery to the point that they were telling me, if you're at this weight and you undergo surgery, you can possibly go into cardiac arrest when you're off anesthesia. So I did it for my health, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've definitely been on your health and wellness, fitness, everything. Let me just say that. I got tired looking at some of the stuff you were doing. I was like, there's just no way. Like, how's people doing this for sessions? They're paying to have this type of fun? Like, no way.
Me with my hot Pilates.
Oh, my God. Listen, sweated already. For people who may not be familiar with what PCOS is, can you kind of explain what that is?
Yeah, so PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And basically, it causes you to lose a lot of weight. I mean, to gain a lot of weight, I'm sorry. You have facial hair. So I grow hair like, I could probably grow a beard like you right now if I let it grow out, but I get laser hair removal. But you grow like chin hairs here, upper lip hair, your hair, like, I'm like a chia pet. You water it overnight and it starts growing.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, and then there's a whole other realm of things that come with PCOS. You get like a lot of irritable periods where like they're very, very strong. They're not normal. Sometimes you don't get a period. It causes infertility. And yeah, you got there's a whole list of things, and there is no cure for PCOS.
Wow. And so that must come with its own physical and mental kind of adjustments. Like, so when were you diagnosed, if you don't mind me asking?
17.
2017.
17,
Okay.
yeah. No, I was 17.
Oh, you were 17 when you got, okay. So
Yeah.
17, but that still might be 2017. Let's be
right.
honest.
Oh,
You're
yeah, that is
pretty
like
young.
2017. Like
2014.
2013.
So,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. But, so like, how did you navigate that? Like, especially like the whole infertility side of things, like those are things that are very heavy, let alone the physical changes and the pain and the different elements of that. Like, how did you deal with it? How do you deal with it?
Honestly, I don't think about it too much. I just live. I'm like, if the infertility is the thing that's gonna affect me having a baby, then I can adopt.
Yeah.
I don't really think about it like too deep. I know that I want to be a mom, but if I can't bear my own children, I'll be fine.
Yeah,
There's
figure it
lots
out.
of children who need a loving home, and I'm willing to give it to them if it comes to that. But everything else with PCOS that comes with it, like the facial hair, that's annoying. It's like, to me, that's just like an annoyance. I'm like, oh my God, this is just, I shave like every couple of days. I get laser hair removal treatments. But I'm like, at the end of the day, it could be worse.
Yeah.
And I don't dwell on it. And I'm like, I just try my best. And if there's anything that I can do for myself to just like, maybe like a heating pad for like the time of the month, or just like keeping track of my cycles and doing things like that, that's what helps me. But I don't like to stick too much to it because I drive myself insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing that I've noticed, and I mean, obviously, I look at content creators a lot to find people to interview and stuff like that, but I didn't really come across anybody who was very open about PCOS and things like that. Like, why do you open up and give that side of you to your audience? That's very brave of you in a sense.
It is, but again, I want to show up as my most authentic self. Like, I'm not going to lie to anybody online or try to sugarcoat my life and be like, oh my God, my life is just so peaceful and so happy and I have no health problems and I'm just perfect. Because I'm not, and nobody's life is. So when you go online and you see other people, and then I'm like, I want to be relatable. I don't care to be liked by everybody. If I could have a small circle that is intimate and they appreciate me and we can be relatable together. Like, I have a lot of girls who are like, I have PCOS too. And I'm like, okay, let's chat, let's talk. When I was going through a lot of my health complications, it felt good to be able to give some information to some women, like going to see an endocrinologist that I was going to, or even giving my OB like as references to women who live in New York.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like that fulfills me, because if I had somebody online who was just like me and was given that information, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I wanted to ask you, because I feel like I see this so much in your line of work, like fashion, beauty, lifestyle creators, you have this mentality that certain people have where it's like, oh, if you really loved yourself, you wouldn't want to change yourself. Like, is people it's almost like just because you want to be different or do something different or get healthier, it's almost like it makes your brand take a hit, right? To that specific type of people, which I guess is a small amount of people in comparison to the people giving love. But how do you deal with those type of comments? Because even I've seen it on things that I've posted where I'm just like, that doesn't even make no sense.
Yeah.
It's like a certain level of ignorance that comes across.
It is ignorance, because at the end of the day, it's not your life to live or your choices to make for somebody else.
Yeah.
You want to follow that person or be engaged with that person online because you like that person's personality or what they bring to the table for you or whatever when you go online and you look at their content. How you said, it made you feel confident to look at my page.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't even matter what else I do on my own time. For me, I got my breasts done, right? And I had one comment, and I remember I looked at it and I was like, whatever. But she was like, oh my God, you got plastic surgery? I'm unfollowing you. And I said, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I mean, it's my life. I live it however I want. And I'm not changing for anybody. I'm changing for me. If I want to do these things, I'm doing it for myself. Again, this life is mine. And I make the rules and I make the decisions. My bar and my rules.
Yeah, exactly. I just find it's just so crazy to me that people think that way. Like,
yeah.
I've been doing this for a short. You've been doing it for a lot longer than I have. But like some of the things people say blow my mind. I'm just like,
it's cringy.
Yeah, it's where does it come from? This hate, this type of.
People have like a parasocial relationship with certain people, and I think that they feel like they're entitled to those opinions.
Yeah.
And they don't realize, to be completely honest with you, you don't know that person in real life. You know them online. You could chat with them online and you can get to know them to a certain extent. But you also don't know what somebody's feeling, how somebody feels, like what they think about themselves or why they want to change the things that they want to change.
Yeah.
Some people accuse me of like just, I guess, using like GLP-1s or whatever to lose weight or whatever. I'm like, hey, but even if I did or if I didn't, it's really not your decision to make.
Exactly.
And if I did, I would share it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I don't care about being judged. As long as I show up being real and being myself, I'm good.
Yeah. How do you balance or find or discern like how much vulnerability or how much of your personal life to kind of share with your audience?
I feel like I share almost everything. Like, at least on stories, I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, maybe I share too much.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to think I'm insane. But
they just walking past you in the mirror, talking to yourself, or, manifesting and affirming.
Yeah, but I think I draw the line at like intimate things with my family. I think that that's when it gets too far. Even though I share like my nieces and nephews and stuff like that, and I'll share like them in my day in the life content and when we're spending time together.
Yeah.
I think that I like to protect the people that I love the most, so I won't do too much in that area. I don't care about sharing my life. Listen, if I could have Netflix walk around with me all day and share my life like the Kardashians on Hulu, I'll do it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm there because your energy level is just through the roof all the time. I get tired watching you sometimes. I'm just like, man, where does she get all this energy from? Another thing I wanted to ask you, because I had mentioned it in a post, is backhanded compliments, right? Especially like with change. So you lose 82 plus pounds and now people may be giving you compliments that are authentic. They might be showing love, but it feels a little backhanded, right? Like, how do you deal with those type of compliments?
I block them out. I fully do, because I've gotten so many over the course of time that it doesn't bother me at all. What bothers me is somebody else going in my comments and seeing that and then feeling hurt because maybe they look like me, or like maybe they have, I'm going to tell you this. I had a comment one time on TikTok. I wore this beautiful dress, this floral dress, and somebody commented, oh my God, your boobs look like you had breast cancer.
No
and
way.
I was like, that is disrespectful, not only to me, but to people actually dealing with something like that. And I would hate for somebody who's going through something like that to read the comment and be like, oh my God, that's what people think of me, or like, this is what I look like. That's what bothers and hurts me. I don't get bothered by them saying whatever to me. I'll take it. I don't care. I just feel for other people who may look into my comments and then, I don't know, just not feel good about themselves afterwards.
Yeah.
But I fully block those people out. I just block them. That's it. That's all it takes. And I feel like, again, people who do things like that, people who comment and say things on other people's posts or just even have a negative thing to say, they don't have any confidence.
Yeah.
They don't love themselves. So you have to go online and hate someone else to feel better about you.
Yeah. What would you say to somebody who's maybe going through that era, right, where like they want to change? Maybe they want to get on a GLP-1. Maybe they want to lose weight. Maybe they want to get a breast augmentation, anything like that, but they they're afraid of what people might think or say, or just maybe afraid of the process or afraid of the journey, what would you tell them as someone who's kind of in the journey and on the other side of it to an extent?
I would tell them just do whatever is best for you. No one makes the rules for you. This is your life. You live it how you want. I think that whatever is going to make you happy in the long run is what you should do. Just weigh your pros and cons at the end of the day. You have to see, is this really worth it? If I do this, what are the repercussions from it? Like, okay, God forbid you were to end up in the hospital or something like that because you did a medication that you weren't supposed to do. Just do your research and just take care of yourself. And honestly, if it's going to make you happy, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happiness is the end goal in everything for me.
Yeah, I can tell. That's like your theme. We're going to have to figure out.
Well, my last name is Feliz, which is happy.
Which is happy in Spanish.
Yeah,
Come
so.
on now. You know, one thing that I loved about your content or just what you're putting together was obviously your energy, right? Like this lust for life. And it kind of makes you subconsciously celebrate your accomplishments as well. I got to ask you, man, what was it like holding those house keys in your hand for the first time?
I didn't even want to go to that house after the closing. I didn't. I was like, what are you talking about? That's not my house. Yeah. I was like, that's not mine. But I felt very, very happy. I felt like everyone around me was so happy that like my nerves were like suppressed a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited for myself. And then the headaches came.
Well, that homeowner, those won't go away. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask you, like, your relationship with your mom, like, well, how does she feel about that accomplishment? Because, I mean, you were at home until you were about 29, 30, right? Somewhere around there. So you spent a lot of time with your mom and cultivating that relationship. Like, how proud of you was she?
Well, my mom is over the moon. She was bringing people over to show them my house while I wasn't even there. I had went on like a weekend trip and she's like, oh yeah, I'm here with so-and-so showing them your house. And I was like, Ma, what's going on? The house is not even furnished or like it's dirty. She's over the moon over it. I think that I have one of the best moms. I would never trade my mom for anyone else. And if I were to come back in any other lifetime, I need her to be my mother in every single one of them. I feel like she is just such a strong woman. It's crazy. Like she is a man and a woman in one.
I love that.
I don't need anybody else around her. But truly, I've been very blessed to be able to say that I lived at home until 30 because not a lot of people have the opportunity to have that. Yeah. A lot of people are rushing out at like 18, sometimes even before then. But I was lucky enough to have a great relationship with my mom. Is she a little bit cuckoo sometimes? Yes. She drives me over the wall. Yeah. But like we have a great relationship. Like we're like best friends. Like we bicker and fight because we're women.
Of course. Yeah.
But it's great having her. And she's like my biggest supporter. As soon as she saw that house, we went to see it late last year. She was like, you have to buy this house. This house is beautiful. Like this house is for you. And she's been supporting me through it like this whole entire time. So I'm very, very grateful for her support.
I love that. I love that. Almost made me, you don't cry. You're going to make me cry on these damn tender words to your mom. You better stop. One of the things when you were purchasing a home that you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that at some point or another in your life, you didn't feel like dreaming big was realistic or available to you, right? Why did you feel that way? Like, why did you feel like you could only dream small? Especially when, like, everything you do very well and very successfully. So, like, what was it about just these larger dreams that made it feel impossible for you?
Is this a safe to name drop?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
She's probably not going to see this, but no, I had an advisor when I first went to college. I got a scholarship. It was my first university. I had gotten my associates already. And I wanted to go and be a pharmacist. That was my dream. I was like, I want to be a pharmacist. I make good money. I think I like chemistry, so I was doing all of it, right? And then I sit down with this advisor. Her name was Nikita. And she's like, listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. The people who come to this school are in the pre-pharmacy program and are eventually going to go to pharmacy school. They have a lot of money. You don't. You're on financial aid, and you're going to rack up a lot of loans. I was like, what do I do? I'm 18. No, I'm not 18. I did graduate high school early, so like my timeline is a little bit off. I think I was 19 at this time. And I obviously didn't have my mom around. My mom was always working, and she didn't have enough time to like drive up to campus and have these conversations with the advisor. And you're kind of like doing things on your own. But I was like, okay, well, maybe I should just switch my degree then. And at that point, I started to think like, maybe I need to think less.
Yeah.
I need to like, like sit down a little bit and think about like money wise, like, oh my God, am I going to be in like over $100,000 of student loan debt just because I want to be a pharmacist? So I changed my degree that same day.
Oh, man.
And I think from that point, like, I'm not blaming it on her, but I think already I started off of like coming from a family who doesn't have a lot of money. So like I couldn't think like above and beyond like, oh my God, I'm going to be super successful. I'm going to have my own house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to own nice things. Because I was like, I just want like the bare minimum just to be happy.
Yeah.
And then I get told this as I'm like trying to build myself into my quote unquote future career. And then I'm being told, no, you can't. You won't be able to afford it, which, I mean, who cares? I still have student loans now anyways. I should have just done it at that point.
Yeah.
But regardless, it brought me to where I am today, and it is what it is.
Yeah. No, there's this mentality I speak about is, well, maybe, I don't know, so many episodes. I'm pretty sure I've spoken about it, but there's this mentality that people like you and I who come from less fortunate backgrounds share, where it's like, before we can thrive, like we have to learn how to get out of survival mode. And even when we're doing well, it does not mean we're out of survival mode. I have to ask, do you feel like you're out of survival mode now?
No, I'll never be. That's the thing. I don't think I'll ever be out of it because I'm always going to think about like the struggle. You know what I mean? Like that will never leave the back of my mind. And I'm like, if I ever drop the ball and I end up in a situation where I'm struggling, it's because I wasn't in survival mode. I'm full on always going to be that. Like I'm always going to be grinding, and like it's never going to go away. It doesn't matter how much is in my savings, how much is in my bank account, if I own a property or not. I'm still going to be like pushing through and just working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much of your purpose do you think, because I can tell right away, like how much of your purpose now is aligned with making sure that your mom is not in survival mode?
I mean, I haven't told everybody this, but I think like the closest people to me know. I bought this house. It has 2 apartments, actually. It has an apartment downstairs and an apartment upstairs. And I told my mom, I said, I want you to live here, which she doesn't want to. I don't know why.
Yeah. And
she's like, no, I like living in my own house. And I'm like, but Mom, you don't have to pay for anything right now. Like, you could just come live with me. It's okay. Like, you're going to have the apartment and you're going to be okay. And I think that, like, for me, I want her to get out of that survival mode. Like, she has to take care of herself. And eventually one day I can fully take care of her. I'm not saying I can right now, but at least I'll do little things where like she doesn't have to fully take on all the responsibilities that she has, because now I'm like, I would work 10 times harder for you because you're getting older and you took care of me. So now I want to take care of you. So, yeah.
Look, I personally want to encourage you to get out of survival mode. I'm telling you, there's another side of it that it allows you to thrive from a place that monetary can never touch. Like, I've been poor. Like, I know what it's like to have $5 in my bank account, ring credit at a gas station because you know it comes up as $1, buy a Happy Meal for the little girl and eat a turkey and cheese sandwich. Like, I've been broke before, you know what I mean? And so it took a long time, even after financial success, the house, the cars, it took a long time for me to be able to like sit in it and say, none of this matters.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so I want to encourage you to thrive, because you're in a season right now that's extraordinary. I really don't think you understand how well you're doing. Like,
oh my God, thank you.
You are doing so well, and I want you to feel comfortable enough to live in that. You know, one thing that's been apparent through this interview so far is the grief of opportunity. Right? Like, that's something that you go through that I'm not sure you even know that you go through, right? Like, you're grieving this 8-year relationship. You're grieving even leaving the 9 to 5. That was probably a scary jump.
That was the scariest thing I've ever done. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I'm always in survival, I'm like, what did I just do? I actually vlogged it that day on my camera, and I was like, I can't even bring myself to rewatch this video. I'm not posting this. Because it was just so surreal. And to this day, I'm still like, what did I do? I'm like, should I go back? I'm like, I get in my head a lot. But yeah, that was one of the biggest things that I had to deal with.
Take me back to that. Like, what were you so afraid of? Because it sounded like to me you were betting on yourself, and I'm telling you right now, if I'm a betting man, I'm putting money on you all day. So that was clear. But what was the scariest part of that for you?
Stability. I feel like I was so used to that biweekly paycheck, and I was like, if I leave this, and what if social media doesn't work out for me, what am I going to do now? I'm like, it's so hard to find a job sometimes, or like a good paying job. I'm like, what if I just made the biggest mistake of my life? And that's what I was struggling with. I had typed up that email, okay? And I was like, hey, I'm going to be putting my 2 weeks notice. My last day is August 1st. And blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much. I had it on draft for about a week and a half.
Wow.
And it's funny because everybody kept telling me, Kimberly, send the email. Kimberly, send it. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, I'm going to send it. I'm going to send it tomorrow. I'm going to send it tomorrow. And every day, tomorrow came, and I wasn't sending it. And I'm like, one day, I'm on the phone with my best friend. And I'm like, I'm going to do it. That's it. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to record myself. I pressed send, and I started screaming. Like, you would have thought there was, like, somebody murdering me inside my bedroom. I was like,
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, what did I do? My boss answered within seconds. She said, good luck. And when she said that, I said, oh, she didn't even like call me on the phone or just like be like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, yeah, I needed to leave that job.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't care.
Yeah.
So.
And so now, how do you feel about it? Like, here you are. You said this was last year, so
yeah,
you've had some time to kind of
I'm so happy. I feel so fulfilled. Like that was like the best decision I ever did. And not only because like I'm happy of like I get to like have my own freedom and my own time, but like I'm doing something that I truly love.
Yeah.
Listen, when I was younger, you remember the radio and they used to be like, oh, if you want to be like a Disney Channel star, call 1-800.
Oh, yeah.
I used to call from my mom's phone. And I used to be like, Ma, I want to be on Disney Channel. I want to be on TV. I want to be on camera. It was always my dream to like be on a screen. Yeah. And I'm doing it. I'm like, who can say that they're living out their 6-year-old dream? But I'm doing it.
I love that.
I'm like, it may not be Disney Channel, but at least I'm on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, no, listen, and you're killing it. Look, before we close, I have to ask this question. With everything that you've accomplished up to 30 years, what's next? Like, what's that golden day look like? What does success look like for you in the future?
Success has no ceiling for me. I feel like once I reach one level, I'm already working towards something else. So to me, I think my next step is just to fully embrace the era that I'm in right now. That's for starters. And see what's next for me. I want to be more. I want to do more. I could possibly see myself, I don't know, maybe on a big screen one day.
I need you on TV.
Yeah, I would love that.
I need it. It has to happen. I'm telling you right now, that before this life is gone, I need you on TV. I need the energy on TV.
I'm working towards those goals. But yeah, my goals continue. Like I have a list that I have to unpack. But I have to ease myself into it because if not, I'm just going to stress myself out. I probably won't make it there. But so far, I've been good, and I'm just going to keep working on myself, building and doing better.
I love that. I love
Thank you.
that. Look, I always ask the same 3 questions to close because it makes me feel like I get to walk away with a part of a person that just feels so good. The first question I always ask is, what used to matter before that no longer holds the same weight?
See, that's a little difficult because there's a lot that no longer holds the same weight. And for me, it's like holding on to people and things that no longer serve you. I feel like that's it right there for me.
Yeah. And then, so with that said, what would you say matters the most for you right now?
My family and my close friends. They're the most sacred things that I have. Well, not things, people that I have right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I have the right circle right now, and they make me so happy, and they pour into my cup the same way that I pour into theirs, and that's what's most sacred, my peace and them.
Yeah. And so last question is, if you had to go back and give Kim advice at 17 years old, what would you tell her to kind of get her to where she is today, or just valuable advice that took you a long time to figure out?
Take your time,
Mm,
be patient, and stop trying to rush through everything. Good things come to those who wait. And I swear that is so true.
so true.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
And because I'm the host, I get to ask unlimited questions. But I got one more question for you.
You can
'Cause
ask me a million questions if you'd like.
um, I have to ask, coming off of an 8-year relationship, like, what does love look like for you in the future? Like, what is that vision of love, or do you still believe in it? Like, what does that look like for
I
you?
will always love to be in love. So that will never go away from me. Right now, I feel like I'm in the most selfish era for myself, which is not like I'm not thinking about anybody else, but I'm not thinking about a relationship at this very moment. Like we talked about, I just became a homeowner. I feel like for me, I want to focus and fully pour myself into that and like realign with myself and my content and do great things before I think about falling in love again. I feel like for the most part, I want to fall in love with me full on.
I
And I
love
did
that.
tell myself, like, I want to dedicate the love that I give to people to myself right now. I was giving myself 100%. Well, I'm giving myself 200% now because I have no one else to give that love to except for my friends and family. And I just, maybe a relationship is not it for me right this second.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. It'll come when it's supposed to come. And if it comes unexpectedly or it comes back, then it'll happen.
I love that. And it's gonna happen when it's gonna happen with the version of Kim that you are then, right? Like, you're not gonna people won't love the version from 10 years ago. They'll love this version that's thriving and that's stepped into her
Oh
confidence.
no, that Kim 10 years ago, you don't want to know her.
No, okay. All right. Let me throw away a whole bunch of cards really quick. Look, I want to thank you so much for joining Maybe This Matters. It means so much to me, and it's been a pleasure. Like, from start to finish, your energy has been phenomenal.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you had me here today, and I'm so, so grateful. I can't wait to watch this with my friends and family.
I love it. Look, and for everybody watching at home, I just want to thank you again for tuning in. You know I do this for you. You know I hope that if I sit here long enough that maybe this helps. I hope that maybe this heals. I hope that maybe this matters. Thank you.